your story is also noticing your strengths. What are you good at? What do you love? What are your true passions? If there were no other rules, what would you do? If you're completely free to choose, what would you choose? And on top of that was embracing your imperfections. I had to be honest with myself. And rather than try to fix everything that I didn't like, I embraced it. Not easy as well, because as a former perfectionist, I wanted to fix everything. So then, when you're doing this, when you're going through this process of really knowing your story and owning it, what ends up happening is then you start to face fear, right? Fear starts to come up. Because when you're really learning who you are for the first time and creating a new story for yourself, that's terrifying. I have to do something different now. And that led to having to end relationships, remove clutter from my life, have really difficult conversations with people. Not easy stuff, but necessary. And the way that I tend to, even to this day, I tend to, be with my fear is I start by noticing it in my body. I think because of my trauma in my past, I don't know what happened, but I know there was trauma. I tend to feel fear in my body first, so I can always tell when I'm feeling it. I start by naming it. Once I name it, then I just simply ask myself, okay, what am I afraid of in this moment? Once I know what I'm afraid of, then I express it. And for me, expressing it is embracing it. And I might not express that to another person. Sometimes I do. Like I remember saying something to Ivana this week about being, scared of talking or something like that. And other times I might journal it. Sometimes I walk, I meditate with it. But just being with that fear. Because any feeling that you try to avoid, it's going to intensify. It will come back and it will manifest itself in something else. So, and then finally, be bold. So part of embracing your fear, it's terrifying. But you can remind yourself that you've got this. You can do it. And it's not going to be easy. And people are going to try to break you down. But you've got this under control. You can do it. So that's just a part of my story, my venture, and this is some of the techniques that I take my clients through, and I'm excited to hear what these ladies say as well. So I'm going to pass the mic over, but I really, really appreciate you guys listening to me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, for making your mess your message, and inspiring us all. I appreciate that. How many of you feel inspired by that story? All right, I have a question I want to start out with. First of all, my name is Allison H. Larson. I'm from Idaho. Lots of people may think Iowa. Oh, hey, there you go. And I came all the way to India to meet this lovely lady up front here who lives 10 minutes away from me in Idaho. So it kind of is amazing how that happens. So my question to you is, and I'm going to ask the question, then I'm going to explain it before you raise your hand. But my question to you is, are you a visionary? Do you consider yourself a visionary? So let me give you the definition, and then you can raise your hand and tell me if you think you're a visionary. A visionary being someone who has seen a future where they're helping people or where they're succeeding or where they're doing something greater than you're currently doing now. So how many of you are visionaries? Okay, great. Well, you are in the right place. So is there anybody in here that's not a visionary, that doesn't want more? Okay, so good. So everybody's in the right place. I want to talk to you a little bit today about how I discovered myself and how I help my clients discover themselves. So I'm a visionary, and I woke up one day and I looked in the mirror and I realized that I wasn't living my vision. What I realized was I was living a life of shoulds. And I told myself I need to stop shoulding all over myself. All right, thank you. All right, so should being, I was living the life that other people thought I should live. I was being the person that other people thought I should be. And I wasn't happy. And I wasn't living my vision. So let me tell you what some of my shoulds were that I had to deal with. And these aren't bad things. These are things that maybe for somebody else, it's their life calling and their mission. But for me, it wasn't mine. One of my shoulds was, you should be a stay-at-home mom. You should not work outside the house. And that's a truth small t truth, meaning something I'd embraced as my own truth, and I felt massive guilt and shame and fear. Write down those three things: guilt, shame, and fear. That's how you know that you're shitting on yourself, if you feel those things. Felt massive guilt, shame, and fear when I thought about not being a stay-at-home mom. Now I want to be very clear. I'm a wonderful mother. I'm not a wonderful stay-at-home mother, because part of my mission, my purpose, my calling, and who I am is to share my message with the world. And that means that I leave my home to do that. Another should that I dealt with is from my parents. You should get at least a 4-year college degree. Now, I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 tomorrow. Thank you. If anybody sees me, you can wish me happy birthday. I'm 36 years old. I own one of the America's largest foot zone companies. I'm also very successful at what I do. I have a TV show. I'm an author. And yet my parents say, we don't care what you get your 4-year degree in. You've just got to go back to school and get your 4-year degree. And I said, Mom and Dad, I don't have any time. I'm doing all these things that I want to do. So tell me, what are some of your shoulds? I want to hear, what are some of your shoulds that you've embraced either now or in the past? Raise your hand if you've got a should. Hey, right here. So what do you feel like you should be doing? Like other people's expectations that they placed on you?
I should work a full-time job was a massive one for me. But I was so unhappy, so stressed, that having a breakdown that led me to giving up that full-time job and deciding I was never going to do that again, no matter how broke I am, and I am broke. Doesn't matter. I don't care. There is not a full-time job in the world that is going to get me back in an office again, 9 to 5, doing that every day of the week. I can't do it, and I won't do it anymore. I'm going to create a lifestyle that I can do on my own terms.
Congratulations. Okay, who else has a should that they want to share? Something that they felt like they should be or should do. Nobody else? Okay.
I should be living the religion I was raised in.
Okay, so you should be living the religion you're raised in. So did you stop shitting on yourself?
Oh,
And how did it feel?
it feels wonderful.
Great. Very good. Okay, anybody else want to share before we move on? What are the things that other people have told you, maybe even you've told yourself, based on how you were raised or the story? Yes?
Finish the project or the job that you started.
Oh, you should finish the project or job you started. But what if the project or job you realize halfway through is just a waste of your time? Should you still finish it? Yes? Well, stop shitting on yourself. All right, so all these expectations that we place on ourselves, what happens is we're doing them out of a place of guilt, shame, and fear. But what if we let that go, and what if you decided how you wanted to feel and who you wanted to be? So how do you do that? How do you let that go, and how do you become who you were meant to be? Does anybody want to know? Hey, this is something I teach. Okay. Does anybody want to know? Okay, yes, thank you. All right, I'm going to teach you 3 things. Pull out your paper and pen, or your phone if you have one. If I can get this pen off here. One chance maybe. Okay, 3 things that you can do right now. I want you to write this up at the top. P, E, G, peg. I'm going to teach you how to peg your potential. Now, P stands for passion. I want you to write down 3 things that you're passionate about that are unique to you. Someone shout one out. What's something you're passionate about?
Traveling.
Helping others. That's one of mine too. Awesome. What else?
Traveling.
What?
Traveling.
Traveling. Awesome. Writing. Hey, write those down. What else? Shout them out.
Personal development.
Personal development. Awesome. Poetry. All right. Does everybody have their three things they're passionate about? You can make the list much longer later. Now, those things that you're passionate about, if you do those things day to day in your life, you will find a drive, you'll find a joy, and you'll find a fulfillment in what you do. And let me tell you this. I heard this the other day, and this really struck a chord with me. There's a chance that you're going to fail, whether you're doing what you don't want to do or whether you're doing what you do want to do. So you might as well fail at doing what you want to do, right? Because there's a chance that you'll succeed too. Okay, so passions. E, experiences. I want you to write down just maybe a word or two describing 3 life-changing experiences that you've had that are unique to you. Okay, so I heard, let's see, Travis, where are you? Raise your hand. Travis was able to share an experience today that he had when his 2-year-old son passed away. It was a moving experience, and it was one where, and also we heard it earlier, is where you make your mess your message. What experience have you been given that's unique to you? What experiences have you been given that are unique to you that you then can use to help others that might be going through a similar thing, or that you've used to learn and grow from yourself? Okay? There's 2 ways we can learn here on the planet. We can learn by counsel, or we can learn by consequence. That means either we can learn because we hear how somebody else did it, and we apply what they've learned, or we can go through the whole process ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but I would rather learn and grow quicker based on what somebody else had learned and implement those things than trying to go through the whole process myself. And when we can share what we've learned with others and help them grow, there's a sense, again, of fulfillment. Okay, so 3 experiences that have happened in your life that you can think of. So we've got our passions, got our experiences. G stands for gifts. What are your natural talents, things you're just really good at? What were you born good at? Hey, someone shout one out. What are you good at? Dancing. Okay, what else? Singing. Writing. Relationships. I love that you said that. What else? Painting. Great. So teaching. So we've been given these gifts, and your gifts are unique to you. See, here's where a lot of people lose themselves. They think there's a one-size-fits-all program for success. They think there's a one-size-fits-all program for happiness. But guess what? We have our unique blueprint for happiness right inside of us. And we're all different. That's why you may find a program that works for you but not for your friend. You may find something that inspires your friend but doesn't really ring true to you. So when you can honor yourself and learn these 3 things, when you can honor your passions, when you can use your experiences, and when you can embrace your gifts, that's when you really come to know yourself. So let go of those expectations, quit shitting on yourself, and start pegging your potential. Thank you.